It's been a weird year, a strange year, and all of that correlates to Mother Nature. As waterfowl hunters, we are directly affected by the weather, and a lot of times this year the weather just hasn't cooperated. But we're still out there chipping away. It's what we love to do, and as duck hunters, despite the weather, it's our job to go out there and try to figure out a way, whether it's 15 degrees or 65 degrees, to make something happen.
Right there, about 45 minutes to an hour before dark, they started coming in groups of 100, 500 at a time, and that field was pretty much jam loaded by the time we were done looking at it.
It's just been a little strange this year. We've had a little bit of a weird migration, and it just caused a lot of guys to struggle.
It hit 55 degrees and the birds didn't move. We had a few groups that came out, but they didn't even want to feed. They flew circles and right back to the water. So going in there this morning, we knew they hadn't fed, so they knew they had to be hungry.
Coming into North Dakota this late in the season, you expect birds to be in survival mode. You expect the temperature to be in the teens. You expect cold wind. You expect snow on the ground. But with the way the weather has been this year, that's not exactly what it was. We found a field that started to get some birds to trickle into it. A few birds in there in the beginning, and they started coming, 50 at a time, and it started looking promising. And then right there, about 45 minutes to an hour before dark, they started coming in groups of 100, 500 at a time, and that field was pretty much jam loaded by the time we were done looking at it. Yo!
This time of year is when we do our best field hunting. We got our biggest concentration of birds in this area this time of year, and they're really active because of the usually cold temps. It's just been a little strange this year. We've had a little bit of a weird migration, and it's caused a lot of guys to struggle.
Yo!
Yesterday when we went in there, it hit 55 degrees. It was warm, it was sunny, it was clear, and the birds didn't move. We had a few groups that came out, but they didn't even want to feed. They flew circles and right back to the water. So going in there this morning, we knew they hadn't fed, so they knew they had to be hungry.
So we got in there before sunrise this morning and set up, anticipating that they would be in a feed mode this morning. And even then, the sun came up and very few decided to work right. There's still a lot of birds in the area, not very far from us. You could see them gumming up and down the rivers in good groups, 100 to 200 in a flock. And we thought that they were going to feed this morning, and they still didn't feed. So, to try and figure them out, it's a difficult thing. But we did get some groups to work. We got some good numbers to work. The ones that did want to work, they worked right.
I noticed the wood duck in flight right when it came in. First time it ended up landing right on the ground and got up and did another circle. It stuck out very small. Had a big crown on it. We knew we had to put that one on the ground.
The little bit of snow and cold that North Dakota had about 10 days ago, it pushed a lot of birds into this area. But with what seems like the recurring theme this year, you have to do the best with the situation you're given. The abnormally warm temperatures while we were here kind of threw the ducks off their pattern. It was hard to play catch up, connect the dots. We did the best with the opportunities we were given, and that was just simply getting into an area where there was a lot of ducks. We weren't necessarily directly where they wanted to be because they weren't feeding very aggressively, but by being near that large concentration of ducks, we were able to scratch out a really good hunt.